Next,
Okay.
we have our worst of the last three games.
Hey, a
Bears,
starting quarterback.
kind of. Bears and Browns. We have Fields and Flacco. It is the fifth worst matchup for Fields because every actual starting quarterback has a bad matchup, and a 15th best matchup for Joe Flacco. I feel like these two might be closer in my rankings than I'm going to want to admit. Fields
Yeah.
is 11, Flacco is 17. That's kind of scary, but here we are. What do you think?
Yeah, you got to go Fields over Flacco here, just because the upside. But any quarterback against the Browns D, I don't care what they can do with their legs. Any QB there is scary. What he does have going for him is the Browns are kind of beaten up, right? Myles Garrett has kind of slowed down. I think he's still kind of recovering from an injury, but he's certainly not at that pace he was earlier in the year. And then, of course, you also have, I think it was Delpit, right, who just got the big deal and then immediately went on IR. So they're shorthanded back there in the Brown secondary as well. So I would go Fields, but if you got to play Flacco, even though the Bears defense has been better, they did lose not Sweat, but whoever is opposite Sweat on the pass rush. I can't think of his name at the moment, but he is down. I don't know if he's IR'd or just out for this game, but so that's at least better for Flacco as well.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, same.
Cody Barton? No.
I'll have to look it up.
Anyways,
Let me look it up while
it's all
we
right.
move on.
We'll move on. Running backs, ninth
Yeah.
best matchup for Jerome Ford, who I am firing up, I'm sure, as a top 12 or 15. No, actually, having said that, he's 18. 25th best, or sorry, 19th best matchup for the Bears. I don't really want anything to do with that. I think all three of them are running back threes. One of them will finish as a running back two. I don't really want to guess which one it is. I prefer Jerome Ford over all of them. And having said that, Ford is maybe a mid-range two for me. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, you just don't want to really touch that Bears backfield, even though Foreman owned it last week. Like inexplicably, like what are we doing? We're talking about potentially getting rid of Fields here, so we are rebuilding, right? But at the same time, like we're playing Deonta Foreman as much as possible. 28, 29-year-old running back doesn't make any sense to me. I don't want anything to do with it. I'll play Ford at desperation hunt and no one else.
Wide receiver, 16th best matchup for the Browns, second worst for the Bears. DJ Moore is my highest. He is at 12. Surprisingly, my next closest is Amari Cooper at 16. Why so high, you may ask? In the one start with Joe Flacco, he had 14 targets last week. 14 fucking targets. I was amazed when I seen that. I don't have a whole lot of faith in Flacco, nor do I have lots of faith in Cooper, but I will follow 14 targets all the way to my graves. Give me those two, and I'm avoiding everyone else in this lineup. You?
So sorry, you said you want Cooper and Moore and no one else?
Yeah.
And that's
The
DJ, not
receivers,
Elijah?
I mean.
Yeah. And that's DJ Moore, not Elijah Moore?
Oh, yes, DJ. I'm not a big fan of Elijah. I guess you could desperation stream Elijah.
You could.
He's in the 40s or 50s for me.
You could. But
49.
yeah, I agree. I want Cooper over Moore here. But the Bears, they've just been really good. It's Yannick Ngakoue.
Cooper over DJ or Elijah?
Cooper over DJ.
Okay.
It's Yannick Ngakoue, who's now IR'd for the Bears. So that's going to give Flacco a little bit more time. And hopefully Amari Cooper can take advantage like he did last week.
All righty. Tight ends. Third worst matchup for Cole Kmet. Don't care. Fires him up as a mid-range tight end one. Seventh best matchup for David Njoku. Same story as Kmet. Maybe one spot higher based on the matchup. They're both kind of 4 to 8 in tight end rankings for me. Kickers. Third worst matchup for Cairo Santos. Avoid him at all costs. Dustin Hopkins is the kicker 1 or 2 in most scoring settings. Mid-range matchup. He is a must start this week. DST, 6th and 7th best matchup for these two. I can't talk. I have them 7 for the Browns, and the Bears I have significantly down at 17. But I don't mind starting the Browns out of Bears out of desperation, but I would choose the Browns pretty easily here. Thoughts?
I would just say move the Bears up for sure. Even with Ngakoue down, they've just been so much better. They're healthy on the back end. They're getting to the quarterback. And over the last 2 games, which is week 12 and 14, granted it was Minnesota and Detroit, but they put up 16 and depending on your, we don't have a ranking here on Sleeper, but 16 and 15 points. They're just, over the last 4 weeks, they have at least 2 sacks in every game with more. And they're also causing fumbles and turning the ball over at an insane rate. So it's not sustainable, but I do think that they're worthy of being better than 17.
For me, it's a reflection of Joe Flacco. He is a Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady clone here, where he gets rid of the ball insanely quick, and it's a lot of checkdowns. That's why I like the tight ends here. It's, he's not going to be holding onto the ball. You're not going to see him scrambling. It's going to be, couple steps, drop, 1, 2, go. There's going to be a lot of first read check down here. So